Hi, this is Elle and this is my June wrap-up. So I read 11 books this month and that was more than I expected. I had planned on reading, at least 2 books a week. This is a little more than that, so I'm happy! The very first book that I finished this month was Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Grisha trilogy, and I finished it at like 1 AM on the 1st of June or something like that, so yeah. I love this book. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I think this is just a brilliant series over all the Grisha trilogy. I love it so much, and I still haven't gotten hold of the 3rd book, even though it came out on the 19th of June, and I ordered it on the 19th of June. So this is what happened. First off, I decided that I didn't want to wait for it that long, so I decided to order it from Sweden instead of from the book depository, because it takes quite a long time for books to reach me sometimes. Like, once it took over 3 weeks for me to get an order, and that kind of scared me off, even though I really like the book depository overall. So anyway, I ordered it from this site, and a few days later they came and were like, sorry, we don't have it, so you can like order it from somewhere else, okay? So I said, okay, let's order it from somewhere else, and I ordered it from another Swedish bookshop, blah 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 blah, and waited. And 5 days later, which is a lot, they also came and said like, no, we don't have it and we don't know when we will, so you can order it from somewhere else if you want to. So now I've ordered it from the book depository, and it's possible that I won't get it before I leave on Thursday and go out of the country for 17 days. So it's very possible that I won't be able to get it until the 27th of July, even though I ordered it on the 19th of June, and it makes me so angry. Anyway, back to the book. It's great. I love Leigh Bardugo's writing. I won't go into the synopsis since this is the second book in a series, but the series overall it's set in like a fantasy version of Russia, sort of, where there are so-called Grisha that work in the army, and they have different kind of magical abilities and stuff, and there are a lot of twists and turns, and there was a huge plot twist in the first book that I should have seen coming, but I didn't, and there was another cliffhanger at the end of the second book, which is just Okay, so after Siege and Storm, I read Delirium by Lauren Oliver, the first book in the Delirium trilogy. And I really liked this as well. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, mostly because I thought that it was a little too long a book. I feel like it could have been condensed more, so that's why it lost a star for me. But I'm excited on continuing the series, which I might do this month while I'm out traveling. I'll see how I'll do, but I think so. After that, I read Finnegan of the Rock by Melina Marchetta. This is also the first book in a series. I do not know the series name. Maybe I will write it down or something. So this I also gave 5 out of 5 books. It was recommended by Reagan from Peruse Project. She has really raved about it in some videos. So I thought I'd try it out, and I really loved it. I haven't gotten onto the sequels yet, but I'm really looking forward to it, because this was just like... it was just like almost everything that I wanted in a book, in a fantasy book, was in this book. And I really want to see it as a movie, or maybe not as a movie, but like a miniseries or something, because I think it would be absolutely great. It was brilliant. Yes. Then I reread The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbary. This is a French book, so yeah, I have it in Swedish over here. This book is about a concierge in a really fancy house in Paris. So she is really pretending to live up to this stereotype of concierge, so she pretends like she only eats really bad food and watches bad sitcoms and is really rude and stuff, while secretly she's very intelligent, has a lot of appreciation for art and literature and so on. So it's partly about her from her perspective, and then it's also from the perspective of a 12-year-old girl living in the house. She is also super intelligent, and she basically has come to this revelation that life is kind of, she doesn't want to go into the hamster wheel, the goldfish bowl that most people get into when they get older. So she has decided that on her 13th birthday she will kill herself. So it's about these two characters and how they are brought together, and yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite books, so yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for this. Yeah, the characters are like a lot more intelligent than I am, so I catch myself feeling a bit stupid at times when reading this book, but I just really enjoy the writing and the appreciation for beauty in the world, and it's a lot of it's just my humor and stuff in the funny bits, and I just try reading this book. I recommend it for those of you who want to think a little bit when you read. I don't know, something like that. The next book that I read was Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I have a really good friend who absolutely adores Vonnegut and his books, and she recommended this to me, or she kind of threw it at me. It depends a little on how you see it, because I've never read a Vonnegut book before. So she gave me this, and I read it, and I enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 3 stars, I think, out of 5. Mostly because, like, I liked this book, sort of, but I didn't really feel attached to it. I didn't feel attached to any of the characters or stuff like that. And the thing is that I know that that's not really the point. You're not supposed to do that. You're just supposed to kind of watch the story go along and watch how everything fails miserably. But yeah, I still feel like I couldn't really give it more than 3 stars. Maybe I think this type of writing, it fascinates me, but it's not the type of writing that I absolutely enjoy, sort of. Next I read Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I read this back in January or February. I think January, I don't remember exactly. And I really liked it back then. But recently I got the second and the third book, so I wanted to marathon them all, so I chose to reread this. And yes, this is a book about a girl with a lethal touch, so everything that she touches dies, and how the government wants to use her talents for, yeah, bad purposes and stuff, and how she's trying to get out, and how she handles the whole situation. So yeah, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. The writing is absolutely gorgeous in this book. Tahereh Mafi's writing is amazing. So she has this thing where she crosses out lines like this, and it's really fascinating in a way. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not good at describing writing, but this book it's good. Yes, I like it. I recommend it warmly for those dystopian lovers out there. I interrupted my Shatter Me marathon in order to finish Dangerous Creatures by Carmi Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This is oh god, what's it called? This is the first part in a spin-off series, I think, yeah? A spin-off series to Beautiful Creatures. So that's a series of 4 books. I've read them all. I generally like them, except for the second book. That wasn't very good, but yeah, that's kind of a common opinion. So yeah, anyway. So I had some trouble with this book. I did give it 4 stars, but I'm thinking that it might actually be closer to 3 stars for me. Mostly because I had a little problem with the main character of this book. So it says it's about Ridley Duquesne. She is a dark caster, meaning that basically she is evil. She didn't really have a choice in becoming evil, but yeah, she's evil. So, yeah. It's like, she says in the book that like, you shouldn't root for me, I'm not a good character and stuff. and you know that. But it's still really annoying when you make those choices that you're like, no, Ridley, don't do the thing. Don't do, no, nah. And that really brought this book down for me. The second half, or like the last third or something, I really flew through. That was great. But the first parts were just like, yeah. It was just like constant bad choices. And I was disappointed in that. And you can't end a book the way that they ended this book. It's not okay. I want the next part and I want to read it now. Anyway, then I read Unravel Me, the second book in the Shatter Me trilogy. This book is a lot bigger than the first book. Like, it's quite a big size change in there. It was like, I think it was a little more than 100 pages longer or something like that. But yeah, this was good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So I ended up rating it 5, but yeah, 4.5 is more accurate. Mostly because Juliet has some, yeah, she has some mood swings in this book. Like, really. Because she is acting really depressed and crying a lot. And then something happens and she's like, yes, now I'm going to pull myself together and I'm going to fix things. And immediately after she's decided that, something else happens and she just goes right back again. And yeah, it became real annoying after a while. Apart from that, this book was great. Yay. And afterwards, of course, we go on to the third book, which is Ignite Me. This is definitely my favorite in the series. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It was great. This would be like everything that I wanted for the third book to be. And Juliet just has an amazing character development over this series, and she really blooms in this last one, which you can see, look, from the little flowers and stuff around the eye and above this beautiful cover. I would like a little more in the ending. I want to know what happens, but at the same time it's not really necessary in that way. Like, I can accept this as an ending, even though I wouldn't want it a little more. I don't really want it to end, but yeah. What can you do? So after those 3, I kind of wanted some shorter reads, I felt. So I read Ilana, The First Adventure by Tamora Pierce. This is the first book in the Song of the Lioness quartet. This book is middle grade fantasy, or like tween maybe. Yeah, something like middle grade tween or some shit like that. But I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was great. I flew through it in pretty much one sitting. I had a little break of like half an hour in the middle. But I really suggest that you read this book. It's about a girl named Ilana. She really wants to be a knight, but in order to become a knight, you have to be a boy. So she dresses up as a boy and goes to the palace to train to become a knight, and it was great. Read it, please. Then we have another short book that is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I'm pretty sure that you've all seen this book because like everyone on BookTube has already bought it and probably read it as well because it's super short. It's like 200 pages and a lot of those are pictures. The pictures in this book are absolutely stunning. Props to the illustrator John Kay. Like, this is such a gorgeous book. I could just stare at these illustrations all day. They are absolutely amazing. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is about a boy who gets visited by a monster, and the monster says that he will tell the boy 3 tales. So he will visit him 3 times. And then the 4th time, the boy will have to tell him a tale. He will have to tell him the truth about something. And this book was really good. I had some trouble with the main character at times, but at the same time I can sort of understand why he acts the way he acts. But still, yeah, at times it's kind of irritating and stuff. I think I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, maybe 4. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So those were all the books that I read in June. If you read any of these books and maybe thought something differently from what I did, Please comment down below and tell me, and I will see you next time. Bye! After that, I read Finnegan on the Rock by someone.